Authorities in the besieged Ukrainian city of Mariupol say 300 people died in the Russian attack on a theatre being used as a bomb shelter earlier this month. A short while ago, I spoke to our international correspondent, Annalise Borges, about what conditions are now like in some of Ukraine's hardest-hit areas, amid reports some people have begun dying from starvation.
Indeed, horrific reports coming out of the southeast part of Ukraine, that besieged city of Mariupol, perhaps the hardest hit by the fighting. Shelling keeps going on there for weeks now, and we've heard those horrific accounts from local authorities saying that they are absolutely out of supplies. Residents that were able to flee the city, and we heard reports that over the last 2 days, some of the humanitarian corridors have been successfully in evacuating civilians from Mariupol. Some 3,000 were evacuated on Wednesday, another 2,000 evacuated on Thursday. But we understand that the situation there is still dire. For weeks now, we've been hearing those reports of lack of food, water and electricity. And now local authorities say the situation is so dire that some people are starting to die from starvation. Local authorities here in Ukraine say they have been trying to get aid into Mariupol, but that has been virtually impossible. For the last 3 days, Ukrainian authorities have been saying that they have aid trucks and a fuel truck waiting to get in at a Russian checkpoint, but so far they haven't managed to cross the blockade.
Annalise, how is that news being received in Lviv, where you are right now? You're just seeing that scene where you are, behind you, people going about their daily business. You could be in any European city, across the continent.
Well, the atmosphere here in Lviv is very different from what we experienced in the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv, for example. Since getting here, we haven't been hearing those air raid sirens nor shelling or explosions. This is a city that has been hit over the last few weeks a few times. A air repair factory near the airport was shelled, as well as a military base some 50 kilometers to the west of Lviv. But for now, the situation is very calm here in this city. This has become home to tens of thousands of people who have been displaced by the fighting in other parts of Ukraine. However, in the north, east and south of the country, many have traveled here and have been waiting here to figure out what to do next. So there's obviously a lot of tension and, of course, sadness among many here who are trying to figure out just how long this is going to last, whether or not they will be able to return home. We did meet a family from Mariupol yesterday here in Lviv, and they were still very much in shock and devastated to hear the news coming out of their city about those deaths and about the constant shelling. Many say they haven't been able to speak to neighbors and friends from that city for several days now.